In this video, we have 89 cars going into turn 1. What could possibly go wrong? And the Lamborghini and Ferrari. What happens when they begin mating? Hello everyone, and welcome back to an ACC video where we are in the LFM special event. You see that just under my face there, the 100,000 user race. They're celebrating 100,000 users on the site, and this is meant to be a 100 car grid. However, it's only 88 cars, but even so, there are a lot of cars on here. Now, I jumped into this with zero practice. I literally had to rush into this one, and I was lucky to get in as well. So my wheel actually at the moment in this race, or in this qualifying at least, is actually slightly off. The rotation is off slightly. It's just a bit too twitchy, and you're going to see that through the lap. Even so, I jumped in after not playing for a couple of weeks, and here we go in qualifying. I'm currently P44, which is halfway on the grid actually, out of 89 now it's up to as we go into Tidgney 1 there. We are in the Ferrari 296 GT3 car, very nice car, and again I always use Coach Dave Academy setups, unless it's an esports race where the esports team has provided that setup. So I jumped in with the qualifying setup, and I'm going to use the qualifying setup in the race as well. I think it was the first qualifying setup I used. No, it was the second one. So Coach Dave Academy setup, so you can get a couple. I think it was number 2 I used here at Suzuka. Going to head towards Spoon then, and as we go into here, we're going to look to slow the car down half second up at the moment, looking for time below that 2-minute lap. We're coming into the second part of Spoon here. We just get it slightly wrong. The right rear just in that curb a little bit too long, forced a bit of oversteer there, and we just lost 2 tenths of a second as Krauk there just leaves us there. And look how busy that track map is. Cars everywhere, and there's still like 10 in the pits. It's absolutely jam-packed. So to actually get a proper lap in here, very difficult indeed to go through 130R then. And we just get that slightly wrong. It's going to cost us another 10.5 then as we head towards the final chicane. In we go. What kind of lap time is this going to be? This is, of course, the fastest lap we did in qualifying. All the other laps, apart from one, we got stuck in traffic. And this is the first lap out the pit, so there was plenty of time on the cards. Let's just show we were half a second up here. We're now just under a 10th up as we head towards the line then, and we actually only gained 5,000ths of a second there. So we're currently P46. Actually turns out to be P47 as we get ready for the start here. Look at that track map again. Look at how many cars there are here. So this is going to be very intense, very fun as well. I was looking forward to this. I love big grids. I really do, because even if you have a crash, you still have opportunities to race with everybody else. There's back markers, you've got leaders coming through. It's just all good fun. So we're going to head towards turn 1 then. And as we head into the braking zone, we have to slow down very early here. And I'm judging my braking on the car behind as well, who, in the end, we have to tap the car there, the McLaren that we hit. They carry on going, though, all the same. They're on my left-hand side, but I got hit from behind as well. We'll have a look at that after in terms of the bloopers, though. You can have a bit more of a look then. Coming through here, notice the game freezes there. It's not your YouTube video. The game completely froze for me on screen, so I'm amazed I survived this. Came on the track safely there. We're now 3 wide going through the left-hander here in the S's, but we survived it. I don't know how, because that screen freeze was killer. Speaking of killer, a huge crash into here. Slight tap there with the Ferrari, with that McLaren. We go around the outside there. We gain a few more positions. There's an AMG off there. We'll take that position as well. So what position are we up to or down to here? Well, we're back where we started, effectively, P47. I have no idea how that's ended up that way, but hey, we'll take it. We're actually up to P46 now. Somebody goes wide there at the hairpin. We just give them enough room to come back on the circuit then. Actually, P45 now. That position is coming down. P44 now. It's all coming down here as we head towards the braking zone here, out the Casio triangle. We'll look down the inside on the Ferrari. You have to be careful, though, of course, because of everything closing up there with the field. But after all of that going off, a little bit of crash here there, we're up to P44 from P47, so not too bad of a start. I reckon we could have been much further up as well, but, you know, the game decided it wasn't for us. But it was trying to handle 89 cars, so, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt there. It's more like PC rather than the game as well. It was the whole thing that froze, as we'll see in the bloopers as well. So going into the right-hander then, have a look on the inside of car 32 up ahead, Shull, and it wasn't quite working out. So we advanced a bit later on in the lap then. Still in a line here, going through here, they're on the brake set, and then they just slam on here, and it's because there was a tiny bit of a spin there, but I couldn't see that, so I deemed that not to be my fault, which is why I did not wait up. We're gonna have a look at the bloopers to see if I should have waited up there or not, but in my opinion, I don't believe I should have at the time, and that's why I continued on. So we're up to P43 at this moment in time. Up ahead, somebody to the barriers there in the McLaren. We zoomed down to the left hand side. 15 seconds of damage right now on this car. Now, damage isn't as bad as it used to be in Assetto Corsa Competizione, but it still exists and it still causes issues. We've got more problems here. Tidgney 1 and Tidgney 2 there. We gained 2 more positions up to P41. Our rear end is not liking the circuit right now. We've all that damage from being rear-ended. We've had the front a bit damaged as well as we go through Spoon here then. Gonna look to slow the car down nicely and break away into our car. Spinning round up ahead then. This is great. And as you heard, it's great. I was enjoying this. It's good fun. This is what I mean about big grids. There's always something going on. There's always something happening. As we go through the left-hand here. Oh, looking to catch the rear end. Oh, hello, somebody's off. Another one car's off, and we're trying to slow the car down before hitting that McLaren. Unfortunately, nowhere to go, so we do hit the McLaren there. I'm sort of stuck in the no man's land here. It's a straight line it there. Someone slightly taps us here. Nothing I could do there other than stay in a straight line. Somebody just dived down the inside there. No idea what happened there. But we leave that corner, and behind us there, we've got McLaren, who's about to... Oh, what a big hit! That was huge! That was actually huge there into the barrier. And after all of this, we're still P45. We are still 2 positions up from where we started. So what a cracking race this has been so far. A couple of laps later then, it's starting to settle down a little bit. We're starting to get a train there. That McLaren loses the rear end there as we head in towards the S's then. Down the inside we go. Looking to get this position then. Side by side, through the right we go. Oh, we're going to get this done. We are indeed. Oh, I enjoyed that move. I really did enjoy that one. Beautiful racing there with McLaughlin there. I did wonder if that was the V8 supercar driver, but I assume not. Even so, we're going to continue on. I'm pretty sure it's Scott McLaughlin. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, let's continue on through this left-hander then. Up ahead, we've got another spinner here. Oh, where to go? We slow it down here. The Lamborghini. I saved that Lamborghini, by the way, by slowing down. They slowed down because of me, and they nearly went into that Ferrari. So you're very welcome there, Durkop. Very welcome indeed. As we continue on around Durkop right behind me here in the S's then. Going into this left hand, they're going to have a quick look down the inside. Nowhere really to go there. They're back out of it. Fair play to them here as we continue on. Long train of cars up ahead, including a back marker in here. P80's in here already. We've already done 5 laps, sorry, as we go through the right-hander. And that Lamborghini behind is going to be very quick. The number 9 car means the 9th best driver in terms of rating in the lobby there. That's somebody veering off out the way. That's another position gain for us. And as we come into here, I'll slightly defend this then as we go into the left-hander. Lamborghini's going to look round the outside then. Are they going to get this done? Not quite then. As we continue on out of there. Train of cars here. And somebody holding everybody up ahead. We've got a yellow flag up ahead. I cannot see who that is or where it is. Nope. Slow car. There it is. We've got a slow car up ahead then. As we continue towards Spoon, the Lamborghini looking down the inside, then in towards brake zone. They absolutely send it there. They get it stopped beautifully as we continue on round. They get the job done. Beautiful move there by the Lamborghini driver. We overtake car 78 then, which is a back marker as we continue on out of there in P43, I think, after all of that. So we are still gaining places here, even with the crazy amount of damage we've got on this car. Up ahead there, it looks like Lucas has just given Durkop a free position there. Nice of them, but we're going to try and take a position as well. So we're going to look to send it down the inside at the chicane then. In we go. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Oh, the Ferrari behind as well. That was very close. Oh, somebody spun there. Did not see them as we're going through here. And we actually do gain 2 more positions then. So P44. It's crazy this race. We're actually in P39 now, so someone must have gone in the pits. Any overtakes I don't show you where I've gained positions is because they were in the pits. Going through here then, the damage is really suffering with us now. We're having to slow the car down massively as we head towards the chicane then. We're going to have to defend, so we stick it in the middle of the road here as we go through the right-hander side by side then. In through the chicane we go. Going to continue on out of here. Slight tap between the 2 cars. I was literally on the curb there. I couldn't have done anything there. They do flash me. They were a bit frustrated, I imagine, but I'm allowed to fight for the position, and I do need some room there as we continue on. So they're going to try and get back past this Lamborghini behind then as we head in towards turn number 1. Lamborghini on the inside. There's a slight tap between the 2 of them. Again, that spatial awareness there as that we are, well, we're in P39 and that Lamborghini shops keeps P40. Up to P38, no idea what's going on here as we head in towards the left. Now, I had so much damage by this point. It was on 59 seconds of damage. I was trying to get to the point where I could pit and then only have to pit once. You have to refuel once in this race. So I decided I was in traffic here. I'm just going to pit at this moment in time because it's the only way here to repair the damage, significant damage, and see if I can jump people as they pit later. The only problem with this, obviously, is I'm going to end up in the leader's pack. And you can see that 59 seconds of damage. Oh, sorry, 29 seconds of damage. 59-second pit stop is what we're going to do here. Now, I upped the pressures by 0.2 there. I'd already upped it by a little bit. And we're going to see the bit of a down... Oh, a bit of a bad decision there that I've made. In terms of fuel then, we are filling to the brim pretty much. 120 is the maximum. We're going for 118, but I've worked out the fuel and I'd hoped that this was enough then as we leave the pit. So we're coming out around about P12 here. We let P12 go there. Going to fall in behind P12 as we've got the Lamborghini behind there of Coesfield. So what you got to do here in this situation, you got to judge it accordingly, okay? So they're in a fight at this moment in time, so I'm going to just stick towards the right-hand side here. I'm not getting completely out of the way, but I'm keeping it offline. Obviously, it goes to the racing line there, so we continue on. That Lamborghini needs to go down the inside. They go quite slowly through there, so I was a bit frustrated with that one. But, again, they were just being cautious as well. They're P14 at the end of the day. They're trying to really get as far as they can in this race. So we're down behind P14, technically P70 right now. And the comeback is going to be on here in this race. Up ahead, P69. Never thought I'd say that in a race. But yeah, we've got P69 up ahead. And we're going to look to go around this Mercedes, who is P80 at the moment. So I think that's going to be last in this race. I don't know. Because of cars are everywhere. So up to P69 for whatever reason already. So P68 now up ahead. Can we get past this McLaren very quickly indeed? The leaders, we've actually kept with the leaders ever since we came out the pit. So it's all about can we stay with them now? Because that is going to give us a big bonus here. So we go into this left-hander then with the McLaren up ahead. Just going a bit deep, I felt there. We did carry a bit more momentum, but actually they nailed that pretty well here. They're going to stick towards that right side then to try and defend this position. Never go too wide into Tidgney 1. Never really worked out here. I've done it the odd time, but you've got to be really, really, really brave and hope that everybody drives the perfect line there. We advance towards the end of the lap then. Nothing really changed with Furlinger here. He still has to pit, to be fair, but we're going to go down the inside of the McLaren driver in towards turn 1. It gives me lots of space there, to be fair. And we do get a job done then up into P68, which is, I still think that's mad to say, P68. And we're not even last here either, but it's good fun. And this is what I mean about there's always something going on circuit, okay? We're P68. And we're still in the action. So we've got P14 up ahead. I'm staying behind here. You can see I'm lifting off the throttle at this moment in time, just in case they just had a bad lap or anything like that. But I had been seeing that they were struggling a little bit, this car up ahead, Henninger here. So at this moment in time, I'm thinking, okay, if I'm still right behind them at the end of the lap, I'm going to flash them, okay? Just let them know I want to go by and continue my race. You're allowed to do that. You are allowed to unlap yourself. There's no rule in there that says you're not allowed to unlap yourself. Just as long as you don't hold anybody up as we go through the right-hander then. We get past that back marker. They've got a bit deep here, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to just hit the normal racing line here. They try and dive down the inside, and I'm just going to take it there. And there we go. Happy days indeed. We're up another place. So not up another place. We're ahead of that leader. And you see we extended that gap, actually. 1.5 seconds to that P14 driver now. So we've got the pace set to be in the top 10, to be honest. But obviously, at the moment, our race isn't going our way. We're down to P64 then. Just overtaking another driver then, so that's P63 on the inside.
Oh, what a move! Oh, that was good.
You see, I enjoyed that a lot there. So that was up into P63. We're down to P62. P61 now with another pit stopper in there as well. As you can see up ahead. We're actually going to fall in behind this P76, car 98 up ahead then. And I did flash these very quickly as we come out this corner because I was hoping they would do what I did earlier on. I'm pretty sure I flashed them. No, I don't flash them. I wanted them to get out of the way though. I thought I did flash them, to be honest, at the time. But obviously this is editing a couple of days later, so maybe I didn't. But I did want to get by very quickly here because I really wanted to keep up with these leaders, because then I knew I was catching the mid-pack, which is where I was before going into the pits, of course. Now, our tyres are going to have to last a really long time. Bearing in mind, we came in essentially 20 minutes ago, and we still got to, still got to make them work. So up ahead, car 98 stayed ahead of me here. Look at this, what's happening here then. Everybody's slowing up then for this corner. Really, we've got a mixture of all sorts here. Mixture of overlapping, underlapping. Oh, hello, he just stopped out the blue there. Well, that was very frustrating, I've got to be honest. At the time, I was very frustrated because I was like, if you'd just let me go, that probably wouldn't have happened. But it happened. It is what it is. We're going to have 4 seconds of damage for that incident, which is a bit annoying as we repaired it all. But even so, we're fighting now for P59 with Conan up ahead then as we go down the inside of that Audi R8. And we do get that position. You can see Henninger still behind us here. So they're just following us through the field right now as we catch up to P56 then in Lentijo. I'm not too sure how you say that, as we go into the chicane. I was sort of staying in the middle of the road to scare them a little bit. It worked out very well indeed. They went really deep, super deep there into that corner. And we've got a really nice run on the exit of the Casio Triangle then. As let's see what Slipstream does for us in this Ferrari 296. Our pressures are really high on our tyres, and it really was a concern of mine. We were up as high as 27.6. Remember now, you're talking around the 27.2 marker is where where I like to be in terms of the tyres, where they really work. However, being overpressured is not the end of the world. As you've seen here, we're still making progress. I was just worried about tyre wear in that situation because if they're overpressured, I've got less tyres in contact anyway as we gain a few more positions here. Look at this, they're dropping now. It is around halfway through the race, which is why everyone's coming in. Down to P45 we go. We got Rolf coming out of the pits ahead then in that Lamborghini. So we're ahead of where we started now after pitting early and being in all sorts of incidents. As I say, the comeback really is on. We go down to P41 at this moment in time. 43 minutes of the race to go then as we go through the left-hander here. Somebody's off in the distance there. Oh, no, they're coming back on. Oh, you've got to be so cautious here as we go in. Oh, another one's off there up ahead as well as we go through here. P40 now. And let's jump to some more live reaction then. Oh, no. You can see I'm enjoying this. It's good fun there. It's actually nearly 5 seconds of damage there. But I'm enjoying this race as we've got 42 minutes to go now, heading in towards the hairpin. Then we've got a back marker in between two drivers here. We've got Tamo, car number 1. Oh, well, I did say the back marker was there. He's disappeared now. Went towards the left-hand side. So we're right behind Rolf again in this Lamborghini. Now, my goal here is actually to stay behind Rolf and just try and survive this race. I don't want to lose any time here. It's all about survival as we come into this corner. Car 14 was catching us quite quickly, and you can see that there through the corners. That damage must be having some form of impact, as is the tyre pressures there as we head in towards this left-hander then. And I was just hoping they would wait till the straight there, but they went for the move there. The slight bit of contact, nothing I could do there. I was just taking the corner and just slight tag. I did miss the apex a little bit, yes, but I was the lead car anyway. So it's just unfortunate, that incident then. As we're going to fast forward a little bit here, but they are much faster than me, so I wasn't going to fight this too much. This is what I always talk about when I'm in a race like this, is fight the battles you need to fight and avoid the battles you don't need to fight. In this situation, car 14 is flying, okay? So let car 14 go. But up ahead, you will see that Rolf isn't really going that much further ahead of us, so fighting Rolf is actually a worthwhile decision. And you see that hazards go on there to say thank you for letting him go, which is all good here. And we've now got the leader behind us then. Trafka is the leader of this race. Up ahead, we've also got the trainer cars. Again, Rolf is just up ahead there. And it's a few more minutes later. So I'll let the Lamborghini go here. Or I tried to, at least. I was in 6th gear here, hoping they would just fly on by. They didn't quite, so apologies for that. So you having to take an alternative line there. I didn't actually mean you to do that. I was slowing up to let you go. But apparently this Ferrari's got quite good pull, even low down in the rev range. As we advance over on them, where we catch up to Marev. We're P36 now. So we're still going up this grid after this, what I would say, crazy start here. And yeah, the car ahead hasn't even pit. So I had flashed them already in this race, just to say, let me go, please, because we're in a different race here. They still have to pit. I don't have to pit. As we continue on through. Oh, lots of oversteer there. The tyre wear really come into play then as we go on by. And happy days indeed. They flashed me there. Maybe they weren't happy with the flashing earlier on, but I'm trying to say, let me go here. You're fighting in a completely different race here. Up to P33, 13 minutes to go then. Obviously, so we had some very late pit stoppers in this one, but we are P33. So some people are opting maybe not to change tyres and go for a quick refuel at the end. That's all I can suspect that was then as we continue on out of here. And we're looking to get the move done on Rolf then. I did say this, we will keep it with Rolf, so this is the time to have a go at them. Now, their tyres are nearly half an hour fresher than mine, but even so, it's working out very nicely for us as we're going to it. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there from the Lamborghini as we head towards Cascade Triangle. They go defensive then into this corner. Are they going to get it stopped in time? Oh, a tiny bit deep. Nothing major, though. We take a lovely line through that corner. Good evening. A really good exit here as we continue on. We're going to try around the outside. Oh, bit of oversteer. No, that cost us a little bit of speed there as we continue on out. So we're right behind the Lamborghini then. They're going to go for that inside line. Of course they are. It's the way to defend for turn one. To go around the outside is very, very, very difficult as I go into here with worn tyres as well. And yeah, we're not going to make that work. So we just settle in behind them again. I do have to be careful about fighting too much. Car 34 was slowly catching us here. I had that in my mind as we've got 10 minutes of the race to go. We've got a car off up ahead then. That is a back marker with a stop-go penalty of 30 seconds as well. So they let us go here. Oh my word, I just nearly rammed him. Oh my goodness. And as you heard by the live reaction, I nearly ran that car. I did not see them in the slightest, but very scary, but we survived it. Down to P32 then, or up to P32 should I say, as we continue on through there. P31 now, because that Mercedes, I've no idea where they were at the time, but they randomly came back on at the hairpin. So yeah, we gained another position. We're actually fighting for a top 30 at this moment in time. after repairing the damage of 30 seconds. So we flash like crazy here. Make sure the back markers know we are here. We are fighting as we head towards the 130R. Then through the left-hander we go. 8 minutes and 45 seconds of this race to go as we head into the break-ins on the Ferrari. Looking around the outside of Nissan GTR. This is all for position up ahead then as we go through here. The Ferrari looking down the inside. Is it going to work? Slight tap between the two. They come back on. There's still a slight bit of contact. The Lamborghini going down the inside. 8 minutes of a 1 hour 40-minute race to go. Obviously, 1 hour 40 for the 100 minutes for 100,000 users with 100 cars, although we're down to 72 now. And we're trying around the outside of this Ferrari as we head into the braking zone. Then again, it's so hard to go around the outside, especially on heavily worn tyres. That car 43 doesn't have as fresh tyres as the Lamborghini, but I think they've got a bit fresher than me on because they did come in quite early. Again, back markers are just fleeing now with this train of cars coming through there as we go past car 81, who we overtook earlier on for position as well. Let's fast forward a little bit here and head to 130R, where once again there's a car off there. So don't come back on. Let us fight here. Thank you very much indeed as we go into the braking zone. This is awesome stuff. I did enjoy this race. But can we get a top 30? That would be unbelievable in terms of race position when we were down in P70 at one point. P70 at one point. Somebody off up ahead. Another back marker then stays out of the way. Let's us go through. Thank you so much for this awesome sportsmanship as we continue on. P2 is catching up to us at this moment in time. So at this moment it's about trying to use a leader to my advantage. I thought, all right, let them go. Hopefully that means they'll slow up the guys ahead. Maybe I can gain an advantage from doing that. So I did that. Let them go there as we head into the next lap. And we couldn't really keep up a little bit. We did lose out there. Hardwick did let one of the leaders go there. And Rolf, unfortunately, goes for a spin then up to P30. And wow. I was amazed at this point, I've got to say, because I was not expecting to be in the race at this moment. I was expecting to go backwards, not forwards in this race after pitting so early in this race to try and survive. Car 43 round the outside of the GTR, who took a very sneaky shortcut there over the curb. We leave that corner then, and I believe that GTR is struggling at this moment in time. We're going to try around the outside of Godzilla then as we head onto the final lap of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get P29? That is the question. Here we go. Let's see what we can do then as we head into turn number 1. Do we get the job done? Oh, I was going to send that there, and I didn't. There you go. I was going to send it, and I didn't. I really should have. As we continue on out then in towards the S's we go. And there's confirmation it is the final lap then. Leader is just ahead of us, so go through the left-hander then. Can't really do much against this GTR so far. Car 50, the Mercedes that went for a bit of a trip to Narnia earlier on at the hairpin. They've caught us back up here. Crouch lowered that gap a little bit as well. I will tell you, by the way, I was getting faster through this race. I think as the pressures came down, because they were really high earlier on, remember, as they came down, the car was just getting quicker and quicker and quicker. Slow car up ahead as we go through this corner. The NSX is there, and we didn't really want it to be there, but it does help us with car 50, but I wanted to launch it on the GTR. I can't quite do that then as we go through this left-hander. Going to continue on outside, bit of contact there. There's wasn't enough room given. We're going to head out of the corner then.
Didn't do anything then. That Honda was in the way. Oh.
I'm P29. How am I P29? Yes! I'll take that. I will take that indeed. I wanted the top 30 after that. Oh my word, that was insane. And as I said, that was insane. I wanted a top 30 and I got it. After being P70 at one point, I came P29. P70 to P29. It's just unbelievable. It was a fun race. I love these kind of races. I always try and do these kind of races because anything can happen. You can end up anywhere. And I'd argue if I'd have practiced, I'd have been really far up there if I'm brutally honest. I really think I would have been in the top 10, maybe even a bit further with a bit of practice. But I didn't practice. I came here, I had some fun. It was blimmin' good fun, and a big thank you to LFM for all the races they produce. I am going to be trying a bit harder in terms of the new LFM Pro Series in the new season, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And to do that, subscribe to the channel. Give us a subscription, folks. I really do appreciate it. But we're not going to go anywhere first. We've got a couple of bloopers to look at. Let's jump to them now. We're going to just look at the incidents I was involved in here. So heading towards turn 1, you can see here I'm on the brakes early. I'm judging my speed according to the car ahead. And no matter what I did here, I was always going into that car basically from behind. There you see the damage from behind. So that's definitely not my fault. What I did want to show you as well, it's the whole PC that had the issue. If you come up here, even the replay saved this. Going into here, you'll see it start freezing suddenly. Look at that, go slow-mo. And I somehow survived all of that. I have no idea how I survived that. Coming to here then, I don't believe this was my fault. Look, they just slammed on really hard there. And I don't think that was the right thing to do, in my opinion. So I don't think that was my fault, mainly because there's a whole train of cars behind there. I think it was a slow down and then continue rather than a slam on as hard as they did. We're into this chicane then. This was the other big incident that I was involved in. If you go through here, everybody just stops suddenly. The crash up ahead. Not my fault there. There's nowhere for me to go, in my opinion. And again, I don't believe that was my fault. If you think differently, do let me know in the comments. Always happy to hear opinions and constructive feedback as well in terms of the video. If there was something you didn't like or would like changing. That is it for me, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like. As I say, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. But that is it for me. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.